Now, normally this isn't too much of a choke point considering how huge it is, but when you're dealing with 200 food armies, you know, a choke point the size of the screen is a pretty big choke point. So let's check the income right now. We got SLush still ahead with 6 harvesters, but not too bad. You know, 5 harvesters now. And let's check the army value. Oh, that put a big damper on SLush's army. mOOnGLaDe is actually catching up right now. He's only down by 25 food. And upgrades, he's got 1 attack upgrade, and SLush is at 2, pardon me, 2 attack upgrades. So it looks like he's transferring into a bunch of lings and hydras, not so many roaches right now. And mOOnGLaDe taking his 4th, a little bit behind SLush. SLush long distance mining over here from the right. He's almost mined out of his main. Gas still good, about 1,700 between the two of them. And an Ultralisk Cavern coming out for SLush, going to tier 3. I haven't seen any air this game, so this looks like it's going to be a completely air-free zone. And 1 armor upgrade for SLush. So it looks like SLush is going to push out again with 182 food army, and mOOnGLaDe at 177 food. And worker counts both relatively same, so this should be a pretty even fight. As uncompared to last time mOOnGLaDe was definitely down in the fight. And we're going to see if SLush goes for the same attack move. He's going to push up here, pick off this hatchery, and we're just going to see if mOOnGLaDe is going to let it die. Yeah, that dies so quickly. He's actually going to pull out, and we're actually going to have an open fight here. Out in the open range, infestors for mOOnGLaDe, but no infestors for SLush. SLush with a great concave right now, and using those lings as meat shields, but they are all dead right now. He's down to roaches and hydra. So mOOnGLaDe with 167 food army versus 188 food army for SLush. Oh, fungal growth thrown down right there. He's going to pick off those units. It's fortunate SLush to fight. Losing that Overseer. He needs to get another fungal growth off right there. A bunch of infested Terran popping out. Fortunately, he's going to lose that infestor. Yep, there it goes. Pushing out these infested Terran. They do so much damage. 9 damage, and they have 50 life. So those things are very tanky. So pushing out actually managed to fight that off. Wow. That 1 little fungal growth there causing those units to stick around. SLush decided he wanted to fight with that instead of losing those units. He may have actually been better off by just pulling back and keeping the units he had alive. So he's kind of been sticking over here to fighting in this one position. SLush has, instead of like going over here for the main where he remembers there being a lot of spine crawlers. Just the remembrance, just the thought of all those spine crawlers there, it's kind of forcing him to not attack there at all, even though he could probably come in here. I mean, there's only 4 spine crawlers. That's not terribly too much. And you have a lot better open area here to fight as opposed to these small choke points you're dealing with over here. But this attack path that SLush is going for down here on the bottom is he's trying to deny these expos while expoing himself, guaranteeing an economic advantage. So SLush is coming out with some Ultralisks right now. He's got about 6 Ultralisks and a couple roaches. And it looks like mOOnGLaDe is pushing out with a very diverse army. Looks like we're going to have a counter push. mOOnGLaDe on the offensive for the first time since he lost his main. And those Ultralisks up there, see if he's going to fungal growth on them. Not yet killing that statue. Not a fan of art. And he just decides to, he's just going to hang back here for a second. 183 food for mOOnGLaDe versus SLush having 200 food. He's maxed out. So food count, it looks like mOOnGLaDe is actually, yeah, just a hair behind, about 10 food behind. Harvester count, SLush is way ahead right now. He must have been joining extremely hard after throwing down those 2 bases. He's up by 22 food. Getting ready to get some gas over here. Those Ultralisks are extremely gas heavy. You need so much gas to pay for those Ultralisks. And a Nidus network being placed, so we're going to see some Ultralisks popping up all over the map with some Nidus worms. He's moving this Overlord in position. We're probably going to see a Nidus worm pop up here as soon as he sees this creep. He does see the creep. He knows there's an expansion there. This Overlord is probably in position to lay a Nidus canal. Both players not doing so much with the creep tumors this game. You can see mOOnGLaDe has yet to even throw down a creep tumor this game. Kind of questioning that. And SLush has kind of only put down 1 and moved it 1 space. So both players not too happy with the not creep tumors. But here we go. Here's that Nidus worm I was expecting. And here it is popping up. And at the same time we have an Overlord up here. So we're going to see if that is actually going to do anything for him too. So 2 more infestors coming out, and we're going to have quite a big army pulling out of here in a second. So he's got, wow, quite a few Ultralisks in there, like 8 or so. But mOOnGLaDe is aware of this just right now, and he's sending his army over. We're going to see if he's just going to kill this Expo and just run away, if he's going to fight. He is actually, whoa, what? Interesting. Those things got fungal growth. I did not know that. I thought you could fungal growth and Ultralisks and he wouldn't move, huh? I guess you learn something new every day. So we have transferring over here with some drones going over back here. So that Nidus network just did pay for itself there. He did come on there, do a little demolition action with those Ultralisks and run away extremely fast. Immune to snare, stun, and mind control effects. Okay, well I guess that explains it. So let's see, Hydralisk with the 2 upgrade, no armor upgrade, killing one little changeling there. That changeling kind of sticks out when you have all Hydralisks and Roaches and Infestors and one little Zergling running around. So repositioning these Spine Crawlers here to cover his most new expansions. Those things are extremely valuable. That holds the key to the kingdom, all the money that you're going to have to build your armies in the future. So we have a lot of Ultralisks pushing out right now. Almost entirely Ultralisk army, which is like a handful of Lings and I think 1 or 2 Roaches sprinkled in there for seasoning, I guess. So Ultralisk with 4 armor, no attack upgrade yet, but 4 armor, those things are a beast. And we have 2 Overlords up here. Those must have been rallied or something. So pushing here, going just for the Spine Crawler is not going to do too much against this army. But deciding to pull back, SLush doesn't want to fight this. He's falling back, and Neural Parasite being researched for mOOnGLaDe. So mOOnGLaDe up against all these Ultralisks is deciding he wants to go for it, but these things can't be controlled by mind effects. So Neural Parasite doesn't work against Ultralisks. Okay, and we're having a fight right now, and there's so many Hydralisks. Wow. Okay, look at this. Oh, I think this is exactly what he's talking about. You can see right now, all these infested Terran, he's using them as a wall for these Ultralisks to tank for these Hydralisks. That was very nice. And he lost every single one of his Ultralisks right there with that fight. So food count, 188 food versus 197. So I think he just actually rebuilt a big army. Yeah, he just rebuilt 14 Ultralisks, 11 Roaches, 24 Hydras, and 6 Roaches. So right now we have a Hydra, Roach, Infestor army versus an Ultralisk Roach army. So mOOnGLaDe killing all those Ultralisks, going on the offensive right now. SLush may want to just keep using that Nidus network, using 1 or 2 Ultras, and popping them up here and there, just killing off stuff. Just holding 2 Ultralisks back just for that single purpose of killing units. Now here come all those 24 Hydras just coming out, and even a drone coming out. I wonder what he's doing. He may have just got drafted or something. He's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? And so we have a fight. Looks like mOOnGLaDe's going to go in for the kill right now. He's got a gigantic army, and these Ultralisks finally getting the 1 attack upgrade. That one Ultralisk getting a little rallied there, getting picked off. And it looks like mOOnGLaDe's just pushing in here. Full force there. So many Hydras. And he needs to control these Infestors a little better. He's going to lose them. A bunch of infested Terran going down. You can see that wall he's making right there. Look at that. And those, look at this. These Hydras are completely safe. All these Ultralisks are having to focus fire, kill those eggs first. And that gives a chance for those Hydras to do ridiculous amounts of damage. So just the single Ultralisk army is kind of being defeated by a Hydralisk Infestor combination here. So food count 30, 50, wow. I think that's the most units I've ever seen besides the Lings be created at once. So we have 52 Roaches being made there by SLush at one point. And as far as upgrades go, he's 2-2, so he's got I think he's got better upgrades than mOOnGLaDe does right now. So mOOnGLaDe on the defensive, he's building 20 Hydralisks. And picking off those 2 Infestors there, he did not get Burrow, yes. Does either player have Burrow? Okay, yes, SLush does have Burrow. I really think mOOnGLaDe needs to get Burrow. It's definitely an underused skill for Zerg players. I've been trying to incorporate that into every single one of my Zerg builds. It just seems like it's so hard. Like, Zerg is so gas-starved that getting 100 for Burrow is just like, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels horrible. Anyway, SLush pushing here with this massive number of Roaches. These things will be affected by fungal growth if he decides to get more Infestors. He's got 7 Infestors coming out, 11 Hydras, and SLush just coming here taking out Expos like it's his job. Building a Nidus network, he's probably going to use that as an escape plan right here, but right now he's got so many Roaches. He's got a great choke point right there. mOOnGLaDe forced to fall back, cannot push up that ramp. There's really no, oh, you need to save those Infestors! No! Oh man, SLush getting 2 free kills right there. And these 2 drones up here definitely need to get out of the way. They're going to get picked off. So looks like SLush is going to get in that Nidus network and fall away. mOOnGLaDe losing both of his Expos there, now down to mining off 1 base. And SLush being comfortable up here with 2.5 mining bases. No one has touched the gold yet. That's probably going to be the saving grace for one of these 2 players. So mOOnGLaDe now getting a couple more Infestors in there, 5 Infestors with a couple more Hydras. He's going to do far better against these Roaches if he pushes up here. We'll see if he's going to try and bait him, and then fungal growth right there. Oh, very nice. That was sweet. And now forced to run away. If he can push up there, he just needs to walk up that ramp and kill him before that fungal growth wears off. does a great fungal growth. He probably killed like 10 or 12 roaches right there. Oh, another fungal growth right there on top of that. SLush was not ready for that. And mOOnGLaDe just got a bunch of free kills right there with some nice fungal growths. And now so many more infestors. Wow, look at all those infestors and hydras. So some long distance mining going on here. Very cool, very smart move. You're basically saturated right here. Just use all your extra drones to do some harvesting. So right now, harvester count isn't too terribly important. Both players have over 50. SLush does have more, so of course his income is just a little bit better. But as soon as his gold comes up, his income is going to be a lot better. So these two overlords still here, still alive. So surprising. And a whole bunch of spine crawlers uprooted, and looks like they're walking to the middle. Going to go cover the major last resource for him. And mOOnGLaDe pushing out. He's going to try and kill this gold here. And this infestor leading the charge without any damage. So pushing out here, mOOnGLaDe is going to do see if these, oh man, if these spine crawlers need to get in position before he gets up there. This is not going to look good. All these spine crawlers are going to be doing nothing except walking around looking stupid. So rooting them in there, there's going to be a glorified wall for a second. And quite a few infested Terran being thrown there. We see more infested Terran throwing down over here. He's making a makeshift wall out of infested Terran to go for these ultralisks. Those eggs take so long to kill. They have 100 life before they hatch, and then 50 life after they hatch. So Ultralisk just getting taken out, and a couple more appears in a very tight choke point though. And wow, mOOnGLaDe getting a nice, getting in great position right there actually. Right here, made a little bit of a wall here with those infested Terran, a little bit of wall here with those infested Terran. And those spine crawlers actually came around to bite SLush in the end, walling him off there. So SLush deciding, hey, I need to get those infestors. Those things are pretty handy. And these spine crawlers are trying to run away. They're the slowest getaway ever. And now he's speeding up a little bit. So, sorry, some more SLush getting the infestor action. And then a couple more roaches, but food count, it's 168 food to 100 food. mOOnGLaDe is in definitely a commanding position right now. SLush just lost that gold expo. He's losing his other expo, and mOOnGLaDe is free to expand. So this is not looking good for SLush. It looks like SLush just had, I wouldn't necessarily say a bad transition into Ultralisks. It just seemed that all the fights went towards mOOnGLaDe. mOOnGLaDe kind of orchestrated all those fights and the positioning to work out better or in his favor. We saw the Ultralisk come out very important right here, using this Nidus Canal, using that, just popping it up, boom, pop it up, kill an Expo. You only need like 2 or 3 Ultras to kill an Expo. Look how fast an Ultra kills an Expo. It's just crazy. And if you had 2 of them, boom, this thing's dead in like 10 seconds. So maybe SLush will learn from his mistakes. More than likely, he's a great player. Learn from his mistakes, just try and use Ultras defensively. Don't know how I lost that. So maybe they're going to have a little conversation. Oh, wait, Ultras. And then mOOnGLaDe's praising Infestors. Infestors, man, they're the coolest. So there we have it. A pretty good ZVZ. We saw Infestors used in a new way, I would suppose. I haven't actually done that before, but it looks kind of cool, especially in a high-level game. I love seeing new units being used in different ways, or maybe ways that aren't naturally intended to be used. So we had some great use from both players, and I hope you really enjoyed that game. So I'll see you later.